Hello, hello, hello. Welcome again. Welcome, wonderful people. Hello. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Okay, I can talk. We're good to go. Alrighty, alrighty. So, last time we had this, well, not exactly the same, like the similar workshop, and it kind of went on for more than 2 hours, I think. So now we're gonna be more productive. Keep it tight. Also, last time there was it was a huge mess, like a lot of people, and it wasn't exactly as interactive as I wanted. But this time we have some actual practical work to do together. So brace yourself. Once I'm done with my everything you need to know part, we're gonna do some stuff together. So let's rock and roll, brothers and sisters and other gentle beings. Everything you need to know about narrative design portfolios. Cheers. So, test, I guess you can see me, and I guess everything's fine. Otherwise, my team would already start panicking. So, just hi from for everyone who is here. My name is Ranko Trifkovic. I am a freelance narrative designer. I've been in games for more than 25 years, and I've been everything. I've been journalist, I've been game analyst, I've been game designer, I've been game producer, I've been game director, I've been narrative designer, and then a lot of other crazy roles. So yeah, I've done a lot, and then I realized that story and game, that's my thing, especially because my background is in theater. For all you who are coming into gaming from other arts and areas, I mean, very few of us are native in well, maybe those Gen Zs, right? They're born in a computer simulation game. Anyway, so yeah, I've been in gaming enough to be called venerable. So you might have already seen some of my rants. I mean, some of my educational posts on LinkedIn. And maybe you also are joined our Discord. If you have not, this is the time to join. I mean, come on. Discord is amazing. But first of all, it's not like super huge volume. You can even keep your notifications on. It's not like bing 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 bing. Second of all, it's like pure narrative designers and writers and game narrative guys, so to say. A lot of noobs, a lot of veterans, a lot of legends. We have some really wow people on the Discord, and it's like the biggest support and inspiration I had, even for myself. And yeah, of course, some of you know, I saw it in the chat, but we also have this kind of Discord meetings, which are called Saturday reviews, where you can come with your game or writing or poem or portfolio to be reviewed by me. But not only me. Sometimes we have other distinguished guests who share their knowledge and experience, but also we have your peers, other creators like you who can tell whatever they think about your work. And of course we have our community manager Volo, who is really amazing and has a keen eye and is very interested in your work, so he can help a lot. Yeah, maybe you have seen me live, giving talks, because I do that a lot. I mean, yeah, I used to, now a bit less, but yeah, I'm going back on track. So yeah, giving talks, going to conferences, and they're fun. I promise you. I mean, very few things I dare to guarantee. Like I swear this is it. But for my talks, yeah, they're immensely fun. So please, if you're in Central Europe, Poland, or I don't know, Czech Republic or Slovakia or Austria or whatever, just even Kiev. I was in Kiev 2019. Just drop by. I'm also doing other arts. So as a writer and translator, I have a few books under my belt, a few translations, and actually I'm working on a few titles right now, but I will not tell you what they are because some of them are weird and bizarre. I'm not ashamed of it, but like it's not for YouTube. We can get stern warning. Now, what about you? Time to chat. Time to react in the chat and pick a number that fits you best. Are you a narrative designer? Are you a game designer? Are you an indie developer? Are you an artist? Are you attack helicopter? Whatever. Identify yourself. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. What we have. Audio. We hear me. Okay. Slides shared on Discord. I'm not sure about slides, but we will share the whole thing. It will be public. I mean, you will be able to see the whole thing. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 4, 1. Nice, perfect. A lot of narrative designers. That's just how I like it. Cheers to everyone. Now, what's your level of experience? Hobbyist, student, looking to break into industry, already working in industry, running a solo studio or solo dev projects, or maybe, multiplayer studio, I don't know, maybe you have a lot of people in your studio. Let's see who you are. Wanna be one. ABC, it's time for ABC. C and E, ooh, nice. Looking to break into industry and already running a studio, that's great. D, working. E, nice. C and E, AC, lead narrative designer as well, nice. Yeah, this talk is not about this is not just for noobs or just for experts. This is for everyone. So, what is it about? First of all, I'll take a little glance at the current state of the games industry, especially when it comes to jobs. Second, I will dispense my knowledge about what is portfolio and why it is the secret ingredient that gets you hired. It's connected to the first bit, the current state of the industry. So, portfolio, that's the thing. Also, we will talk about how to showcase your value to studios. Believe it or not, I'll talk about it also later, but narrative design is like, what's that? Why would we need that? No one believes that we can actually contribute something, which is crazy. I know. I mean, especially considering the number of successful narrative games lately. So yeah, we're busy. I'll try not to drag it out, and I'll try to keep it shorter than hour and a half. Hour, let's say. But if you stick around to the end, we will do something together. But also you get bonus, which is a portfolio template. Yeah, and if you attended my previous workshop, this is the new updated portfolio template that I also use for myself. So it's tested on the best. How do you call it? Test subjects ever. There will be an assignment, and I'm gonna review it actually. So next week, prepare to have your assignments reviewed. So let's get started. Da-da-da-da-da. I must drink some more water. Stay hydrated, guys and girls. So why is it so difficult to get hired? First reason, jobs are scarce. It's true. Studios are reluctant to hire, and there is a lot of options. A lot of people are free, available, and usually top names are being approached. So basically, studios can get their pick, and therefore they don't advertise, as much. However, there are still opportunities. I mean, there are, especially in unseen, unnoticed, and often neglected parts of the market. Reason number 2, hiring process itself is broken. Okay, so hear me out. If you are an artist, your portfolio is, art you've made. So it's like, pictures and images, and everyone can say, this is good, this is shit, or whatever. Well, I'm not sure if I can curse, but I will anyway. So then, if you're a programmer, they also struggle, hiring, but at least it's like, okay, write the code, solve a problem, whatever. But for us, for writers, it's really like to be able to appreciate writing. Someone has to be, expert in writing, and you're not going to be evaluated by experts. Your first layer is like HR guy, or if you're lucky, some kind of recruiter guy or girl. But they don't know about writing, and writing is anyway not a narrative design primary skill. Oh my god, I'm gonna rant about that a lot. So they have no idea if you can be a narrative designer, which means a writer, a visual, narrator, vision holder, a world builder, lore keeper, whatever, we are. So studios cannot evaluate our work, and they're not sure if we are a good fit. And then, if you pass the HR test, which is usually just, looking at your CV and just making sure you're not, someone, I don't know, lame or whatever. No, you're not lame. Someone that fits their corporate, brackets, whatever. Then you're gonna speak to a producer usually, or a product manager, or someone who's like manager, but not a writer, And usually, because you're gonna be only a narrative they employ, there's usually not like, oh, you're gonna be interviewed by another narrative. And even if you are invited to be interviewed by another, what the hell is this other narrative person gonna be, gaining from talking to you? So it's a super broken hiring process, and too long didn't read. You're lucky if it's a recruiter, because recruiters know something, but if it's HR and producer, you're screwed. Third reason is narrative designer is a compromised profession. What do I mean by that? By that I mean that, first of all, industry is still young. It's not in infancy, but it is in its teenage years, and narrative designer is a role which is not really clearly defined yet. What does it mean? It means that industry kind of understands that unless they are looking for a very special position, they don't need game writers anymore. And then game writers, to migrate to, higher ground and not to be drowned by lava, they say, oh, we are narrative designers actually. And then studios are like, got you, and then they don't believe us. They think that narrative designer is simply a game writer who wants, better salary or better position or something, especially because studios themselves, I don't know why, position narrative designer not even in like a senior position, but like in a lead position. So if you're a narrative designer, you usually don't have any prefix like junior narrative designer, senior. Very rare are the studios where there is this distinction. Congrats to all the lead narrative designers in the chat. But yeah, like narrative designer is already kind of, like it's like you're like a Pokemon. You spawn as a game writer and then you evolve to narrative designer, which is not really true because skill set is totally different. Anyway, to add big madness to this mix, a lot of script writers is gonna try to pass themselves as game writers and of course then narrative designers. And the narrative designer position is not even about writing. I am narrative designer for a lot of clients, and I do least amount of writing. At least not story writing for the game or for players. I write usually mostly for, you'll see, other stuff. It's crazy. So yeah, as I said, there's no standard for our job. You are supposed to be doing everything, but yeah, I mean, in a AAA studios or in like highly incorporated studios, they're gonna be like, okay, we need a quest designer, and it's slowly becoming like a profile of its own. And world building and lore keeping is kind of reserved for the biggest nerd in a studio, so it's like not exactly a full paid position. And so yeah, narrative design, it's a mess. So yeah, it's considered like, oh, everyone can tell a story. We're a bit like a breathing coach. Like, oh, why should I go learn how to breathe? I mean, breathing should be something normal, something you do. But in reality, you don't need someone to tell you how to breathe professionally. I don't know how to express it, but I mean, okay, let's get serious. Just because humans are creatures of storytelling, and just because everyone could be telling stories, just like everyone could sing. There are people who say, oh, I'm bad at singing, but even they can sing. Maybe it's not super pleasing, maybe they need some shyness removed from their vocal or whatever, but like, yeah, I mean, honestly it's stupid, because just because everyone knows how to run, we cannot all be Usain Bolt and run very fast. So there is a problem, because everyone who's kind of starting to make a game, they want to tell a story. They want to be the one whose vision is like out there. So we are being denied under the guise of everyone can do it. But in reality, it's a really, I think it's a really skilled job, especially because it requires intersection between writing, but also generally art. You have to be kind of meta artist. You have to know about art to understand how to use all the elements and compose them into a good storytelling experience, even when there are no words and stuff. I mean, that's why all the students of movie arts who want to transition to an art design, they're not crazy. They carry an important component of what narrative designer needs to do. And of course, due to historical chain of events, which means that games started looking for writers among novelists, and then novelists fucked up, and then they started looking among movie or TV writers, and they also fucked up, and they started hiring copywriters, they also fucked up, and then basically games were like, we don't need anyone to write for us, and so we are considered not super important and kind of outsider to game. Like, go write novels, go write something, go narrate, go tell stories. So yeah, those are the problems. Studios don't see immediate benefit to hiring us, which is insane, but it's true. So to display your value, it is super important to help the studio answer questions. First questions: are you just another idea guy, or you're actually useful to the team? And this one hurts. I mean, being called idea guy, that really hurts. But it's also good a self-reflection, moment. Like, are you the idea guy? Do you have some hard skills? I mean, yeah. Studio needs to understand that your value lies beyond I have idea for story. Other thing, can you be useful to them immediately? That's why technical writing is important. Technical writing in your portfolio helps show that you can write for your teammates and not just for players, which means that you need a bit more than just, oh, I can write. especially because I see a lot of good storytellers. I was one of those. Like I was like, I write a concept and I was like, what do you don't understand? What I wrote everything out here. Use your imagination. Tip number one, no one in a studio is gonna use their imagination either for hiring you or for working with you. I mean, just because they're working in a creative industry doesn't mean that they're creative. That's for one thing. I mean, and the second thing is, it's not their job to be creative. It's their job to be focused on their work. So you need to write clearly, for other people. Do you understand the needs of other departments? I mean, I speak to a lot of narrative designers, and I see that oftentimes they get benched. They get invited to a project, and then they get told, sit down, watch us work and learn the procedures, so that you don't ask any more stupid questions, or that you're generally aware how we work. So demonstrating that you are aware of how the production works and what is your role in it, which is not writing, by the way, or not just writing, it helps a lot. Can you iterate? I mean, every artist is quirky, visual artists have their own quirks, and I don't want to speak about it because it will be a 12 hours stream. But writers also, and narrative designers, we also have our quirk, which is we like to, work on a piece, present a piece, and then ta-da, that's it. But for games and for game studios, you need to be able to iterate, kill your darlings, just, keep writing. Can you tell a story about yourself? This is a big one. This is a huge one. Oh my God. In my country, there's a saying. In a house of a shoemaker, everyone has, holes in their shoes. Which means that we can tell stories, but telling stories about ourselves is usually very difficult. And with that comes a first big, ta-da moment. Pay attention to this. Portfolio is not an archaeology of your past work. What have you done before? What have you created before? It all belongs to the CV. If you worked on blah 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 gazillion games, it's all in the CV. Portfolio is your pitch deck. It's a story about yourself. It is not the review of your past work. No. It's not. For artists, for visual artists, it's easy. Like they worked something, and the skill is clearly shown in what they did, and they can present it and be like, "Ta-da! This is my." Gallery of my work. Portfolio is not a gallery of your work, especially not gallery of your writing, especially not a gallery of your writing samples. It's your pitch deck. It's a pitch deck about you. What is your story? And if you quit this stream right now and never go back, this is one thing I want you to take with you. Portfolio is a story about yourself. It's a proof that you are who you present yourself as. It's your ID. It's not your gallery of work. So, portfolio do's and don'ts. Website as a portfolio is a don't. Now, I've spoken to a lot of recruiters. Recruiters, not HRs, because they don't even understand what I was asking. But like real guys, recruiters. And they told me, please, PDF, 5 pages, super readable. If it's super readable, it can be up to 10 pages. But please, schemable, something we can, go through. No one's gonna, click, wait for your website to load, and then hunt for the information they need to piece together. Who will? Some indie studio guy who's, betting all his money on you and needs to see everything you've ever done. They will. But that's why it's good to have a portfolio. Good to have a website. It's good to have a website, good to have a presentation, especially if it's nicely, visually done. But don't expect studio who has like thousands of candidates to sift through to go check your website. Good to have, not good portfolio. Games as portfolio, also not good. Don't. Nobody's gonna play your game no matter how good or how small. And I worked on a game called blah 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 number two. Who cares? I mean, that's why I was always advocating for mods. Go join modding community. Go work on a high profile mod, which means like important name mod. If you come back to a studio and say, hey, I worked on a mod for Skyrim and Fallout and whatnot, they will not be like, oh really. Doesn't matter, it's gonna be like, wow, big thing, bigger than, oh, I made this very interesting indie game no one ever played. Sorry, such is the world. So games are good as portfolio pieces, as something you can use bits and pieces of on screens. You can showcase them in a portfolio. I mean, even my program, well, I'll talk about it later, but even my program is like, okay, let's build a game and then let's use that game as a portfolio. But yeah, not the portfolio in itself. Also, I know this is painful and hurts, but your portfolio is usually not customized for the studio you're applying to. It's not. I've checked. 99% of portfolios I saw is like generic, here's who I am kind of portfolios, which is fine. But considering that you were making your portfolio as an archaeology of your work, it took you a long time to put it together. But when you do it my way, 5 pages, hello, goodbye, and 3 pages in between, you're gonna be able to customize it very quickly, and it's important. So many times I have faced this sentence like, oh, we see you are doing a lot of TTRPG. Well, we don't make, well, it's not for us. As I said, recruiters, your future co-workers, employees, whatever, they have no imagination. They don't want to use it on you. They don't want to be like, oh, this work, yes, it would fit us. It's not the genre we want, but yeah, it will fit. No, they want to see, did you do something that's like immediately, recognizable to them? Can they see this Leo DiCaprio meme? When they need to recognize it immediately. They have no time to, will this be a good fit for us? So, do's. What do you do? Do a PDF. 5 pages landscape. Why landscape? Because it's readable. I mean, look at this landscape. I mean, I can put my text here. I can put my visuals here. You can even fit. There is even a little window for my face to show. So 5 pages landscape. Hi. 1 page. Hi. Start of your pitch. You're presenting yourself. Hi, I'm a creative director / narrative designer. Hi, I'm a narrative designer / level designer. And then 3 pages showcasing yourself, like vertical slice of your abilities. Like, okay, I claim I'm a game director. Here is, why I claim that I can do this. Here I claim that I'm a level designer. Here is the proof why I claim to do that. Here is my narrative design. This is what I think about narrative design. This is so, and then by is like contacts, and by is also like why am I a good fit for this particular studio? And bam, you have 5 pages, readable, skimmable, clear, catchy. Ta-da! I mean, people actually get hired not based on their CV and length of experience, but like, wow, this is a good portfolio. I seen it. It did happen. So let's go through some, bad portfolio examples, and I will play a little game. Like, I will show you a bad example, and then you'll type in the chat what do you think is bad with it, and then of course I will reveal you what's bad in it. So let's ready to start? Let's go. So about me, and then blah 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 blah. What's wrong here? What's wrong here? Let's see. Wall of text. Wall of text. 100 points to Steam Nators A365. Too much text. Yes, wall of text. No one wants to see wall of text. If there is text, it needs to be like a technical writing. Bullet pointed, keywords marked, everything super clean, super schemable. Example number 2. What is this? So, project, awesome game, and then blah, 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 blah. Well, and let's say this is not about wall of text. Let's say this is, kind of, something else. What's bad? Doesn't showcase your actual work. Bravo. This is when you talk about project, you're explaining the project, and you should be explaining yourself, or at least what did you do for the project. But I see a lot of portfolios when there is like a nice, cool, picture or gallery of images, and then like, oh, this was a great game. It was a first-person shooter with the turn-based tactical cooking, fishing, I don't know, whatever. And then like, okay. Why should they care? I mean, they don't care about the project you've done. That's in a CV. You should be explaining why your story. And what's wrong here? And I know you'll be like, duh, these are like stupid mistakes, but it's like what I see in 90% of portfolios. It doesn't show what you did specifically. Yeah, that's true. Screenshot doesn't tell your ability as an art designer. Exactly. Picture doesn't showcase your narrative skills. Exactly. Like unexplained references. Nothing here tells the studio what did you do? How did you contribute to this? Why is this image important? And if you cannot reference your own work, you cannot reference your idea to artists, which is super important. You have to prove that you can actually, show your idea through text and image. That's why I always insist on images. I mean, okay, what's wrong here? What's wrong here? What is wrong here? They can even be related, but the problem is not in unrelated experiences. Problem is that this is info they can have from CV. Exactly. Steam Nators A365 gets another 100 points. Good work. Yeah, this should be in CV. This shouldn't be wasting precious space in a portfolio. Redundant info. So let's start with good examples. So basically, your name, blah blah blah. No. This is, I think, another one which is bad. Like narrative designer, published auto, exotic dancer. So yeah, what's wrong with this one? Someone mentioned it before. Dennis Kellis was onto something for this one. Yeah, doesn't belong here. I mean, of course, it's exaggeration, but usually people do like, I'm a movie director, I'm a script writer, I'm a game designer, I'm a narrative designer, I'm a person who once enjoyed playing a lot of games. People present themselves as quite wide open, not really related, in sense that your titles, you don't want them to sound, too unfocused, or like, if someone's like musician, songwriter, performer, it sounds like, oh, you're indie, you don't need a band, you know. So if you're like a game designer, narrative designer, and like producer, you're like a perceived like a one-man team. I mean, I would never pitch myself as like everything I did in the gaming industry ever, because it sounds like, okay, go find your own studio, you know. So multi-classing is not good in this case. Okay, write in the chat, are you ever guilty of any of those? I must say I was guilty of all of those, so don't be ashamed. Just share. Which one were you guilty of? Yeah, screenshot one for sure. That's like you want to present a lot of your work. You wanna share what you did. I mean, yeah. Explaining project, yeah. Too much full of text. Yeah, website is good. Don't be ashamed of making your own website, but like passing it as a portfolio, tough. Okay, so ta-da! How to avoid most of the portfolio mistakes. Let's go to the, you know, time to work. How was like Henry Cavill, you know, cocking those fists. So let's see. First of all, time for my promotion. I run an intensive portfolio building mentorship program. It's different from what I've been running last year, which was kind of more like preparing you for portfolio building and more like making the portfolio piece so that you can, you know, build a good portfolio. This one is like overhauled and brand new. And in 8 weeks, you will first establish solid foundation in theory, which is there to help you pitch your projects better and pitch yourself better and learn a bit of technical writing better. So we cherry pick elements to include in your portfolio, optimized for a specific role you're aiming for. We work on this project, turn it into a technical document, and then turn this all into a portfolio. It's just that first part is like super condensed, and then main focus is in actual hard skills needed for the portfolio building in the other 6 weeks. So first of all, first benefit is you're surrounded by your peers. You're you know, motivated by you know, fellow narrative designers around you, which helps with accountability a lot. I will teach you anything there is to know about the hiring process, as well as, you know, expand on networking and portfolio things. So in my previous program, it was more like focused on building and less of this like, hey, go there. There is a hidden stash of gold in the hills. You know, I was not being a good Indian guide, I must admit, in the sense that I gave a lot of skills, a lot of knowledge, a lot of expertise, but these super hardcore practical, you know, where to find gold, it's in now, in sense that in the end we're gonna make your portfolio to be super cool and to be able to make portfolios like this, so you don't have to, you know, be like, oh, I need to customize my portfolio. So my goal is to keep you motivated, because we're in this together. You will be getting my feedback during weekly review sessions. You'll see the progress that you and your peers are making, which is super important. You can message me anytime for any point of support. I mean, just, I am available for you. Whoops, this is old. We're not starting January 20th. Yeah, actually we are. Oops, silly me. Yeah, next week we're starting. I already thought that January is over. My bad. Anyway, we start January 26th. Just 1 week, so hop aboard. So first two weeks is pitch your game with clarity, kind of, you know, crash course in what's the essential for the game you wanna, you know, pitch, wanna create, because we are gonna be making like a high level document to be used in portfolio building. And next 6 weeks is portfolio building mentorship, where you can bring your own old projects, games, but I want you to go through this pitch your game with clarity, because it matters for deep understanding of what's your job gonna do in the future. You know, what's your job gonna be in the future, and how to spot the critical problems with your clients' games in the future. So basically, if you're a super experienced lead or whatever, just skip to the second part of the project. So I know how much are these programs and mentorships cost, and mine is not only lowest costing, but I think also shortest. So it's $449 for 8 weeks, no hidden fees, no upsells, and of course you have options. You don't have to get the whole 8-week offer. You can go for only 6 weeks or only 2 weeks and see how you like it. So if you want to skip this, build your own pre-production document, just go straight to portfolio building, or if you want to just work with me to create a better pitching, a better understanding on how is the what are the critical moments in pre-production. It sounds a bit like what is the connection, but when I ask my students, do they know what's a pillar of fantasy or core loop, and how do they relate to theme and plot, I see some confusion. So this is like a little bit of focusing, and 99% of problems for you as an art designer stem from there, because someone said like, oh, okay, let's build a game, and didn't sit down to ask like, okay, where is our game situated, who is it for, what's the fun part of it, etc., etc. So this is like like super important for this extra clarity that's going to be good not only for your project, not only for your portfolio, but also for your future position. So of course, job hunting, big cost upfront, it's difficult. So I am offering a lot of monthly installment options. So you can pay half today and rest in 30 days. Even for this small first part of the program. I'm doing support of unemployed game developers and art designers for the last 3 years. So I have my clients. I will not get, I will not buy Ferrari from this. So just to make it easier for you. Of course, if you want to make sure that we are a good fit, just schedule a clarity call. We can have some nice talk and see if I can help you with your goals, because I understand that your goals might be different. Like maybe you are a fellow freelancer who want to expand on how to hunt new clients, or you have just some things you need to clarify. Just feel free to book a call. And something I'm really proud that I can offer, and I don't know why I didn't include it before, but it's like refund. You don't like my work, I don't like your money. It's simple as that. And you can join here. Also, that's super. There's gonna be a link in the chat. I hope. And yeah, I'm really happy to have made a lot of people not only happy, but get really foot in the industry. I'm really happy that people regain their confidence, and oh my god, I loved how creativity blossomed in the safe space of our Discord and our program, and oh my god, I'm sorry I'm getting sentimental with you now here, but oh my god, these guys and girls, amazing work they did. I'm so proud of them. Yeah, I mean, Matt, he came in thinking that his skills are mismatching or wrong. Oh my god, he's super. I mean, if anyone's listening to this and looking for a great researcher, Matt's amazing. Yeah. So yeah, join now or later or before 26th January. And yeah, let's go through some just you frequently asked questions. So the program is about 45 minutes for the unit and homework, and then one and a half hour for review sessions. So two and a half hours per week, which I think is really minimum. Like, you of course can work more on your own project, but it's really not labor intensive. You cannot attend live calls for some reason. Everything is recorded, but also you can use Saturday reviews if it fits your schedule better, and just come with your homework. You're too experienced for the program. This isn't about skill level. I'm not going to teach you writing. You all guys know how to write. This is just, improving your chances of landing a job. Or if you're not experienced enough, well, you get some comprehensive hands-on practice, and some boot camp, so to speak, where you can prepare for the role of narrative designer, which is really demanding, I must say. So yeah, good for you. What if the program will teach me nothing new? I never had this complaint ever in my whole time that I'm being a mentor, which is like more than 10 years. But if you don't like it, we just give your money back. Can you guarantee that I will get a job? No one can. This is a really interesting fact. Back in the day, when industry was not in the shambles, I was actually able to do this. I had a deal with several publishers, and I was like, yeah, you finish my program, you get recommended, you get a gig at least, and then if you're good, you get, you become part of their writing staff. But now I can't. No one can. But you can get a lot of support from me, from community. You get clarity, you get confidence, and you can do it. So let's do some stuff together. Let's practice together. So I will ask you some questions and give you some little tasks, and you share your responses on Discord. And if your YouTube name is different from your Discord name, just let us know which is which. And there is a already pinned thread in a show of your stuff section. So go there and get ready. Okay. Hook. We're gonna do this hook story offer. Like, hook is your promise. Like, who are you? What promise do you deliver? It's not about your skills or abilities. It's like, are you a narrative designer? Are you a game writer? Are you a level designer? Are you a narrative designer who likes dialogues? Are you a narrative designer who's promising amazing world building experience? So go to the Discord and write, what's your hook? What do you promise? How do you present yourself? How will you show up for yourself when it comes to looking for work? Will it be okay to include creative director experience in portfolio? If you want to present yourself as a creative director, then present yourself as a creative director. Just don't be surprised if you're rejected for narrative designer position, because they need to have your employees need to have to see the connection between what you offer and what they ask. But for this exercise, yeah, present yourself as creative director and whatever you want. So let's go to Discord and do this. Where's the thread? Thread is in the Discord. The first thing you land, it's in the top. Show off your stuff, and then there is this workshop exercise thing. Volo, can you share them? Can you share them or help them somehow? I don't know. Is it worth mentioning unpublished stories or mention published work? In a portfolio, you can use parts and pieces of your unpublished work to showcase something, but I wouldn't be like, hey, I did this. It's in CV part. Link to the thread. Perfect. Now you have a link to the thread. Okay, so second thing, your story. So in a hook, we gave a promise like I am narrative designer, systemic thinker, world building curator or whatever. Now, how do you illustrate or how do you showcase your promise? That's the core of your portfolio pitch. It needs to be supported with images, but also with crisp, explainer. So you don't go into elaborating. You deliver, a short story about yourself. So I know this is kind of difficult without illustrations, but try to if hook is your theme of your story, then this is the actually body of your story, like it showcases, show don't tell. It showcases that you are what you promised. So how would you do it? How would you showcase that you are, I don't know, creative director or narrative designer or level designer? It's surely not going to be about explaining a project you did. It's going to be about, this is what I can do. Okay, this one's tough. You don't have to do it now, but think about it. Like, what would be your story? How would you illustrate your story? And then offer. In this bye-bye section, like, why are you a good fit for the job? This is, highly, customizable in the sense that, like, it should answer to the exact asking of the studio who's going to hire you. So if they're looking for quest designer or quest writer, your final offer should be, and that's why I'm the best quest designer you're going to ever find, because hook promised that, story delivered it, and then offer kind of sealed the deal. So now you see why is it not really wise to be like, oh, I'm exotic dancer, and then it has nothing to do with the quest design, And even if it does, because sometimes it can, like, maybe you're a quest designer who thrives on, interpretative dance. I don't want to judge, but you have to explain all that to your employer, because they're looking for a quest designer. They don't care if you're gonna be, doing it this way or that way, but if you're, doing it through alternative methods, they have to know what you mean and reserve right not to believe you. But yeah, this is why it's important. So, hook, story, offer. Let's see it on Discord, and I'm gonna review it. And finally, we did it. 3 minutes still, full hour. Bonus for all viewers who survived so far. Template of narrative designer portfolio that I use. It's gonna be linked in the chat by my team, I hope. Yeah, you can use these questions to build your cover letter. I mean, that's why I gave it to you, because this is the best way to learn how to pitch yourself and how to present yourself, be it a portfolio, be it an introduction as you're schmoozing and pitching yourself on some event, or at cover letters. So, but I would reserve cover letter for Interesting. The thing is, cover letter is no longer like, it's no longer clear what is it for, because it used to be like something about your personality, are you a good cultural fit? But nowadays, no one reads cover letters, so much so that I have a friend who's like writing recipes for pickles in her cover letters, and no one said, nice job. Everyone's like ignoring it. But what I wanted to say, in sense of the industry changes, the industry is now trying to ask you for CV, for portfolio, cover letter, but they also added like writing sample and narrative process, your creative process. And I'm gonna talk about it, a lot more elsewhere, Discord and LinkedIn and whatever. But that's exactly the proof that you should not share your walls of text and your writing samples in the portfolio, because not only all the studios need and want to see it, and reserve it for those who actually do want to see it. And even then, don't shower them with gazillion pages of writing, or scripts, but like custom tailor it. Like, okay, if they're an RPG game, make sure that your writing sample has something to do with RPGs. If they are building a horror game, make sure that your writing sample has to do something with horror. And as for your creative process, I do hope you have one, and I do hope you can explain it. And again, I wouldn't be explaining it through walls of text. I would be explaining it through hook story offer. There is one file with 5 pages. Should there be more? No, it should be one file with 5 pages. That's PDF. I mean, the next one, I don't know way to figure out. That's true, yeah. Is it okay to have extra slides after most important info have shared? As long as it's super readable, you can have 10 or slides, but make sure they're super readable, and then there's like super big reason you need them. Let me know if the link works, if the code works, because it should be a presentation in landscape format that you can save as PDF, and then or copy it elsewhere and use it. One file with 5 pages. Yeah. 5 pages is all you need. You can add more if you want. Yeah. Final questions? What final questions? We don't have final questions. Yeah, we actually do. Do you have final questions? Yeah, we're on time. But yeah, I will answer a few questions. Yeah, studios care about processes because basically that's how they distinguish, are you just idea guy or actually creator, and that's important. As for standing out, the best way to stand out is to be readable, to be, to present yourself in a very readable, very clear format. And hook story offer is kind of, like, I'm a storyteller, here's my story, I'm good fit for you, Best way to showcase is actually not about storytelling. Best way to showcase is that, hey, I can express my ideas and my thoughts clearly, and then that's why the pitch deck. The trick is, there's no way you can present yourself in a creative sense. Like, no one's gonna dive into your creative essence, but you can showcase that you're a narrative designer who understands the process of making games, your role in this process, and that you can actually be helpful to others. Which means by creating a readable, clear, properly referenced and illustrated portfolio pitch, you showcase that if there's a character to be showcased, you know how to present them to artists. You don't write wall of text for artists. You actually can explain to artists in a nicely supported visual way what is needed. It showcases your technical writing skill, which are super important, because most of the time you're going to be writing concepts and specification documents and whatnots. I think you should reserve your entire process for when they ask for it, but make your pitch deck, your portfolio, make it about, here, 5 pages about me. Is it readable? Is it clear? Is it understandable? That's your best ticket in, that's your best showcase. To one story or project. You can present one or many, it doesn't matter, they're elements. You're not presenting projects anyway. You're presenting, as many projects as you need to showcase a certain idea. I myself, in my portfolio, I use 3 projects. I use one project to showcase that I'm a world builder, a lore keeper. I showcase one project to present myself as a systemic thinker, like someone who creates narrative systems. And I'll use the last one to showcase that I'm actually someone dedicated to bridging the ludonarrative gap, who can, intertwine game and story in a very, good way. That's what I use, because that's what I want to, like, if it's like a general portfolio. If I customize it, then yeah, of course I showcase, what they need to see. Thank you for watching, everyone. See you next Saturday when we'll have a review, and of course I will be happy to review your answers. See you next time, and thank you for being such a wonderful audience. It was really fun this time. See you in the next video. Be kind to each other, as someone said, and to yourself, of course. Bye bye. Bye bye bye. Lots of love.